Hey everybody, Marc Reed with Think and Grow Rich, the 13 principles towards riches. Today we're going to talk about the mystery of sexual transmutation. This is pretty amazing because it made me understand in my views on sexuality were not what they should be. I was raised in a way that I wouldn't understand the true meaning of sexuality. I would associate love with sexuality or sexuality with love, which brought a lot of pain and anger into my relationships and a lot of dismay also and despair because I wasn't a loving person. I didn't know. So my relationships were all screwed up. And I imagine a lot of people in this world are, because sexuality today has been displayed on open on the internet. If you look at music videos now, you've got these girls who are walking around in G-strings and like skimpy bras and there's all these other videos like girls going wild and all that is permitted, which gives sexuality a wrong message, which gives young kids a wrong message to sexuality. And no wonder there's a lot of breaking up couples, there's a lot of miserable relationship, there's a lot of, excuse me for the term, there's a lot of rape going on, there's a lot of violence against women because all these videos, they don't encourage love, they promote woman as an object, and it's been there since media has been out there that and the feminists they keep saying that we're not objects, and it's true, they're not objects. They weren't created to be objects, they were created to be loved. As we love their heart, we love their body, and when you love, you're not taking advantage of, you're not using, you're in there to give. So when I saw this principle, sexual transmutation, I understood that I need to change my view of sexuality. I need to change my attitude towards sexuality, and of course towards women, or men, or wherever you are. And we're all like in this society where everything is permitted, and not to be prude. I'm not being prude at all. And a lot of people are going to tell me, oh, we're in 2021, going on 2022, you should have this, you're so prude and all that. Okay. Talk to everybody who has as a relationship for more than 10, 20 years and are happy, not miserable, happy. And they're going to tell you the same thing. Sexuality is a gift. It's beautiful. And I mean, not pornography, not pornographic magazines. Erotism is good. So sexual transmutation. Let's go on the subject. I can blabber on for hours on that. So I'm going to share the screen, and you'll understand why I had to change my views on sexuality. And again, go get the book, because this is like it's a big chapter in the book, and I think that it's one of the most powerful ones in the book. They say, and you'll see what I mean. They say that behind every great man, there's a great woman. Is the saying going on, and it's true. And also behind every great woman, there is a great man. And you'll understand why sexuality gets into that. Well, sexuality is an act of love between two people. I don't say it's wrong to go out and have sex one night with a girl, and the two agree to that, and the two are consent. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just if you want to use sexuality in the most powerful way that it is in a way meant to be. And it's not me saying that, and it's not only Napoleon himself saying that. If you read in all the spiritual books, religion books, they all say the same thing. Sexuality is a gift. You're there to give, not to take. You're there to bring pleasure to the one you love. Some of the religion are very, very, they're not, so religion that are going, more towards sect, sectarian religion, then you might see that the sexuality is only there to procreate. I'm not there to judge on that. That's their choices. That's their view. But we're there to pleasure each other. And sexuality and the energy is one of the most powerful energy in the world. It creates infants. It creates babies. It creates human beings. But once you use that sexuality in an amazing way, in a creating way, you turn into a genius. And you'll understand why I'm saying that, because of what I'm on the slide when we go through. So I'm just gonna finish this with a story. Once I knew this man, imagine this man, 7 years old, never had a relationship, never had a sexual relationship. She wasn't, and then she was 17 years old, so she never touched a man. No man has ever touched her. And she was taking care of alcoholics in recovery, drug addicts in recovery, and other types of people in recovery, other types of addiction. So she knew the problematic of sexuality, that kind of people. I'm not saying that they're not, it's not a judgment towards these people, but people with those issues, I mean, sorry. They had issues with sexuality. Anyway, and I asked her one day, we were in a discussion and all that about sexuality and stuff like that, and I asked her, I had a good relationship, a good trusting relationship that way with her. It was this little fight for, she was scary when she was mad. She was scary. You'd just crawl against the wall and just follow the wall and not make a noise if you see her mad and all that. Hopefully she's not coming after you. But she was so sweet. And I asked her, what do? You have, even if you haven't had sex and all that, you have sexual urges. And when I'm talking, you know what I mean, when I'm talking sexual urges, when you feel that in your tummy, and it's driving me nuts. That's why some teenagers go berserk. And libido is not given to the same amount to everybody. Some people have more libido than others. And it is said that most successful, huge success, presidents, sport, in all kinds of fields, huge success, it is recognized, it is discovered that these people have a stronger sexual drive, but well channeled. So I asked her, what do you do when you have these sexual urges and all that? She says, I go out and out. Okay. And in the discussion, she told me, she says, listen, when I have these urges and I go out and help, I am 10 times, 20 times, 30 times more effective towards the counsel, towards the physical health that I can do, towards the creating ways throughout that person, and intuition. I get these strong intuition. It's like if I'm connected to God, or connected to the universe, connected to source, when I'm using that positively. So you can see where I'm going at, what I'm saying. So we're going to go down the slides. So we went through all that already. Okay, so what is sex transmutation? Sex transmutation is a switch of the mind from thought of physical expression to thought of some other nature problem kind of transformation into a genius. Sexual desire is the most powerful human desire. When driven by its desire, men develop imagination, courage, willpower, persistence, and become creative. So what I'm saying is, okay, try this. If you haven't tried it already, I've tried it a few times, but I'm doing it right now. I'm doing every 3 days. I do this meditation where, if there's what are called chakra, energy points in your body. You imagine that the plexus, not the plexus, of the coccyx, a ball of red lava red light in that area, in your sexual area. And you imagine it growing and growing and growing and growing from that area through all your body. And if you do it in a, if you can, it takes practice. Might not get it the first time, but if somebody use the meditation and are able to imagine and really, really relax and are able to imagine that and the energy you get from that is totally amazing. It's like this all of you just got zapped by lightning, and that energy when it hits your brain, you get this shock up there. But it's like I said in the beginning, it's the most powerful energy. So it gives you courage, it gives you guts, it gives you like that you need to in order to get towards your goals. You get more creative, you have more intuition, more ideas, you get even more like persistence. And okay, I'll give you an example. One day you have a sexual urge and you have the possibility to meet a woman or a man to get rid of your sexual urge. One day go. Okay, and observe how you feel after. More than likely, you feel you're gonna feel like an illusion of relief. You're gonna satisfied and all. If it was really good, you get satisfied and all that. And there's two things are gonna happen. Either you're gonna want like really more, like you're gonna want to see that person again or have more sex with other person and all that, or you're gonna feel this big sense of emptiness. And usually the two come together. And once you get that big sense of emptiness, that's where either you try to get more because you don't want to feel that, or you go do something else. Okay. And another time you have the same sexual urge, and you have again the possibility to go, but you don't. Okay. And you go do that meditation, or you just sit down and relax. And let it go through. Let go, the highest level of prostate and uterus cancer has been discovered. It's in the clergy field, because for years and years and years, and still today, but they're more and more open towards that. But for like years and years and years, sexuality was seen as sin, unless it was to procreate. So having the sexual urges for some of these clergymen or clergywomen would be for them, or was programmed in their mind, was coming from the devil. So instead of letting them come up and fill their body with that energy and use that energy creatively, they would suppress that energy, and that would create cancer. It's like if a lot of people who have cancer, they have a lot of anger issues, a lot of angers that have been repressed, and it is proven that people who have went through a forgiveness process while having cancer, their cancer went in remission a lot faster and a lot less chance to come back. So it's very powerful, that energy, and every energy we get into our body is very powerful. It has to be expressed in some way. If you repress it, suppress it, repress it, you're going to be in a heap of trouble. But if you let it express, and express, it could be like writing a book, going out and help people, going to do some physical work, chopping wood, going to the gym, anything that brings you out of yourself and onto something else. You can do conferences, you can work on your dreams, write ideas on your dreams, go for a jog, something creative with it. It will give you wonders. It will make miracles out of your life, and it will give you energy on top of that. So when I started with this, actually, this motivation forced me to use 42 which, but it said it's going to give you ideas and all that. So the 10 minds to move. So the sexual desire for sex expression, love, desire for fame, power, financial gain, music, friendships, mastermind alliance, mental suffering, auto-suggestion, fear, and narcotics and alcohol. So the two last ones. They say fear, you have to befriend your fear, meaning that, if you ignore your fear, they're going to trample all over you. But if you realize that they're there and not agree with them, but realize that they're there, some of those fears are like, it's gonna, you're on the side of a cliff and you're afraid. Well, it's normal. No life is in danger. But that's what we're used to. Fears have been there. Once before you got into this kind of program, fear, anyways, for me, fear was there to protect me, to keep me alive, because I was on a survival mode. But now those fears are not useful for me anymore. So today, some of those fears, I just tell them that this entity has been there, but I don't need it anymore. But it's still there, and there's no, there's the only courage is because you've got the real sense of courage is because you're going through something with the fear, not without. So don't wait till the fear subsides in order to act. It's not going to subside. It's going to subside once you act and you get comfortable in those actions. Well, there's other fears in that. So research has shown that the men of greatest achievement are men with highly developed sex nature, men who have learned the art of sex transmutation. The men who have accumulated great fortunes and achieved outstanding recognition in literature, art, industry, architecture, and the professions were motivated by the influence of the woman. So example, genius men who found the source of power in transmuted sex energy. If you have a chance to read one of those guys' biography and study if you want the relationship with their spouse, and you'll see that it's a strong, loving, strong bond where there's a lot of trust, a lot of love, a lot of care, and a lot of respect. And yeah, so you see, although George Washington, people and Shakespeare, Lincoln, Caruso, the singer, opera singer, there's 4 presidents, 5 United States presidents, 6, 7 United States presidents. Okay, of course, this book was written in the States, so they refer to mostly. So yeah. So Napoleon's conclusion: the emotion of sex is an irresistible force. It's very strong, very, very powerful. It drives people mad. It drove people to jail. It drives people to child pornography, to any kind of mental sickness. It's very, very powerful. Do not ignore it and do not suppress it. Let it grow inside of you. And there's this guy, I don't remember his name, I'll try to find it. In those days, this guy would, every time he needed to find an idea on something important, have a solution for something important, he would go and his wife, of course, was in agreement with that, and he would go and have sex, and then come back and work on the problem. And he said that every time he did that, he had amazing ideas. He had like very, very creative ideas, because the sexual relationship was full of love, and they were giving to each other, and it's a beautiful, amazing spiritual gift to be able to live that. Not a lot of people get to that, to like really, really connect with the other. And it is said in the Bible and all the spiritual and even in that kind of thinking, that 2 or more get together in the same objective, in the same direction, there's an unseen force in there, in between and with them, that will help them. Either it's a resolution of an issue or the resolution of a dream, a goal, whatever, that energy is there to support them. So when driven by this emotion then becomes gifted with a superpower for action. What is the mystery of sex transmutation? The meaning of the word transmute is the changing or transferring of one element or form or energy into another. The emotion of sex brings into being a state of mind. The emotion of the sex has fact of it the possibility of 3 constructive potentialities. They are, of course, the perpetuation of mankind, the maintenance of health as a prepared agency. It has no equal. You know what I'm saying? If you meditate and you get all that energy into your body and every part of your body, it will heal you. It will help healing your body. The transformation of mediocrity into genius through transmutation. Sex energy is the creative energy of all geniuses. Maintained to the status of a genius only when and if he stimulates its mind so that it draws upon the force available through the creative faculty of imagination. Genius is developed through the 6th sense. The 6th sense is creative imagination. A small number of people use with deliberation and purpose the faculty of creative imagination. Those who use this faculty eventually with understanding dysfunction are geniuses. And they're not geniuses in a way that they're more intelligent than others. They use what they have more than others. Okay, so the faculty of creative imagination is the direct link between the infinite and infinite intelligence as an hunch, intuition, yeah, an idea that they come from one or more of the following sources: infinite intelligence, universe, God, whatever you want to call it, subconscious mind, from the mind of some other person who has just released a thought, a picture, or the concept or idea through conscious thought, or from the other person's subconscious storehouse. So in the mastermind principle, we're saying a group of people get together and we share our situation, our issues, our problems, our fears, and all that. And if we're like really like unionized, connected towards the same goal, which is everybody's best interest and helping all the people in that group attain their dreams as fast as possible in the easiest way possible, because that's all we want. We all want that. So, while what, like I said earlier, if two or more get together in the same direction, in the same thought, same intention, there's a spiritual force that goes into them. So while you're talking about your problem, somebody else will have a solution coming up, because we're connected. And that solution can rock your world. So, through discussion, what are your thoughts about sexual transmutation? Where can you channel your sexual energy into something productive that could contribute to your success in life? Yeah. So that concludes my presentation for today. I hope that helps you. Like I said earlier, please, questions, whatever, just let me know. Get the book, get the book, get the book. And it was a pleasure, like always. Reach out if you need, share, please. And we'll see you soon. Pleasure.